Hey Freedom Gorillas, today we're going to go over the similarities and differences between the 507C and the 508T. And the 508T is actually my favorite Holosun optic with an RMR footprint. And as a side note, as I mentioned, the 507C, essentially everything applies to the 407C as well. If you wanted to compare that to the 508T, the only difference between these two optics is the reticle, with this being a multi-reticle system, and this just has the 2 MOA dot. And everything in today's video can be found at freedomgorilla.com at the best price with free shipping, with link in the description. So before we even get started, it's important to note that both of these have an RMR footprint, which means you have to make sure that your slide is able to accept an RMR optic. If you don't know your slide's fitment, we have fitment guides, and I'll put a link in the description on that as well. So I'm going to start with the similarities first, because there are a lot of them. So like I mentioned before, both have an RMR footprint, both come in red or green reticles, both have a multi-reticle system, which means it's the 2 MOA dot with a 32 MOA ring, or it could toggle between just the dot, just the ring. Both of them also have solar failsafe. Solar failsafe means that this solar panel acts as a second battery source in case this main battery were to die. That just lets the optic stay on. That also gives both of them an auto mode that automatically detects the light brightness of the outside and adjusts the reticle accordingly. Both of them have side removable batteries. Both have an IP67 waterproof rating, both have shake awake to turn on the reticle, and both have a 20,000 hour battery life when using the multi-reticle system, and a 50,000 hour battery life when you're just using the 2 MOA dot at setting 6. Both of these have the same deck height as well, and if you had suppressor height iron sights, you should be able to co-witness on either one. And for differences, I'm going to start on the material. So the 508T is essentially the duty version of the 507C. And what I mean by that is the 508T is made out of grade 5 titanium, whereas the 507C is made out of 775 T6 aluminum. So obviously the titanium is going to be a much more durable and heavy duty material than the 507C's aluminum. And the second main difference is the overall design of the 508T versus the 507C. So the 507C here, you can see, has a curved top, whereas the 508T is a flat top. Giving it that flatness actually aids in a better durability. Now, the next thing to know is that because it's titanium, the 508T is actually a little bit more heavier than the 507C. So that is 2 ounces versus 1.5 ounces. And really the last major difference between these two optics is the 508T is roughly $60 more than the 507C. So really the main difference between the two is that the 508T is made of titanium, and it's just aesthetically different with a flat top instead of a round curved top like the 507C. So you might be thinking the question, which one's better? Which one should you get? And really, if you're looking for extra durability, the 508T is the way to go. Or if you just like the aesthetic look of the flat top instead of a round top, then obviously you'd choose the 508T. Now the 507C doesn't have any issues with durability. It's still a very strong, durable optic. So if you want to save a couple of bucks, the 507C would be your choice. Hopefully you found this information useful. My recommendation is go with what best fits your situation and budget, but really can't go wrong with either optic. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next video.